With the coming of the RTX 30 series, laptop gamers have had it better than ever. Especially combined with a Ryzen 5 or 7 CPU, it would seem like this year the choice for a gaming laptop is easily made. Or is it? Well, besides from some small hurdles like a worldwide chip shortage and some mining farms buying all the available stock with programmed buyer bots, there is yet another danger preventing your optimal gaming experience this year. I'm GameBos, and I'm here to explain what that is exactly. There are so many factors involved in buying a gaming laptop already. I mean, we gotta think about a brand, model, what is the cooling, the CPU, the GPU, the SSD, RAM, ROM, and every other three-lettered combination imaginable. Well, NVIDIA decided to throw in another variable, and it has four letters. What could it be? No, seriously, it's Watt. W-A-T-T. Watt is a unit that measures amounts of power in a time frame. Usually it's an hour. We all know laptop components consume energy. The reason it's important for buying a laptop this year is that NVIDIA decided to fabricate different power versions of the same graphics card. Did you know that? Of course you do. You're self-educated. You follow my channels, you're good to go. But imagine if you didn't. So let's imagine you bought one hell of a machine with a Ryzen CPU with an RTX 3070. It was difficult though. You gotta click that refresh button on the web shop pre-order page in order to beat the botch, but you did it and you have it, and you might have paid a little bit more than you wanted to for it, but well, you were really in for a better laptop because you're still rocking the old 960M from like 5 or 6 years ago. So there you have it, only to find out that your friend who's also rocking the same 3070, runs a much smoother game of Warzone than you do. Confused, what could it be? You try everything. Is it my internet? Is it the cooling? Is it throttling? CPU, SSD, RAM, ROM? Well, only to find out way too late you were running an 85 watt 3070 and your friend is running a 130 watt 3070. Sometimes the difference can be so substantial that a lower class card can actually outclass a higher class card. Architecture-wise, the 3070 will beat the 3060. It has the better specs, more memory, more shader units, etc. But when a 3060 is power boosted enough, it will overtake the 3070 in raw performance eventually. Well, it's understandable why NVIDIA would do this. Some laptops designed are not optimized for gaming and can't dissipate the heat well enough during long gaming sessions. Undervolting their cards like this makes it possible to run an efficient card for extended periods of time. With the past generation cards, NVIDIA also did this, but they named their higher wattage cards Super or Max P and their lower wattage cards Max Q. The problem is that this time, for the average consumer, it's incredibly hard to figure out what kind of type of card they're actually getting. Sure, you can see it's the 3070, but we all know we need the wattage as well. Most of the web shops here, they just state what card it is, but not how much watt it is. Even some specialized computer hardware shops don't state this information, while some web shops actually do state the wattage amount and even notify the buyer of this new way of working. Props to them. Who's to blame though? NVIDIA? Or maybe the laptop manufacturers? Or the web shops? Well, personally, I think they're actually all responsible for delivering this kind of information. I mean, NVIDIA just should state to their laptop manufacturers that this information is very important to put on the box. And also, from those laptop designers to the web shops, it is very important to note that we are dealing with an RTX blah blah series with this amount of wattage, and that it is important to note. It's so simple. They just have to put a side note on the disclaimer when they make the laptop available, right? That's what you think. Well, like imagine an SSD and they're not stating how much gigabyte it is. It's crazy, right? All right, so it has an SSD, really nice, but how much gigabyte of storage is it? You know, this is important in the decision-making process of a laptop. And personally, I think the TDP of a GPU is at least equally important as the, for example, the capacity on an SSD. And this is actually, well, I think NVIDIA and the manufacturers and the web shops are all responsible for, yeah, you know, making a little side note to it. Like, for example, here I got a box from the manufacturer of the laptop. Like, on the web shop, I didn't see any specifications on the GPU TDP, but I knew from the model that it is the 140 watts 3070 GPU. Now, this is the box from the factory. And the information is here, and I don't know if you can see this, but it states a lot of information, the amounts of RAM, the amounts of gigabytes, but not the amounts of watts on a graphics card. Well, that's pretty big. We should make PC gaming accessible. Note accessible for everyone. Because of course it's more complex than just buying a console from the PlayStation 5 or the Series X. We're talking about PC gaming here. It already has a reputation of being complex, and that's good. We like that complexity, right? But at least state what the consumer is getting. There are no winners here if you don't state it. This is not good marketing strategy. Of course, a lot of people think this is some sort of a crazy marketing technique in order for laptop manufacturers to sell a lot of copies because it has the 3070 in them. People will eventually just catch up on this process and will actually they might be just disappointed in it. Like, damn, why do PC manufacturers or web shops not state this kind of information? This is bull. I'm not doing the PC gaming anymore. It's way too dark. But really, it might even scare people away from buying gaming systems completely. So there are really no winners here in this case. NVIDIA, if you're watching this video, please do something about this. This is horrible. And also laptop manufacturers, if you watch this video, you know, at least put the information on the box. And for the web shops, please state it. It's super important for people to know. And in the end, in the long run, this is a durable thing. If you keep stating fair information to people, you will eventually gain a reputation on it. And that's only good. I mean, I'm not blaming anyone. Who's to blame? We have three sides in this matter. The only thing what we can do, the consumers, is, well, we have to educate ourselves on these matters. Well, if you're interested in buying a laptop, make sure to search the exact model you're interested in on the internet. Find the clear specifications on it, right? And then you can also just go to Note. What the hell is this? Right, was Discord. But, blah, blah, where were we? Notebookcheck.net has made a comprehensive list of gaming laptops and their most important specs, including the wattage. I'll leave these links in the description for you to find out. Well, if you find this content helpful, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like. Subscribe to GameBos on YouTube, and you'll always be on top of your game. GameBos out.